Hi everyone, I'm back. I'm sure you missed me. I missed you. And so we are finally back to doing recorded lessons. Um, I will try to keep up these recorded lessons. It is hard. I think it's still easier than making sure that I do all of this in live lessons and that you actually hear me, because who knows whether one of my kids is going to be crying in the middle of it. So I'm going to try to keep up the recorded lessons, but we'll see. Just pay attention to your Google Classroom and you'll know what to do. Um, Also, kind of on that note, I get a lot of questions still asking me, um, like, where do I find stuff? Right? And everything is on your Google Classroom. Everything. So a lot of it is on here on my website, but really most of my website is just directing you to Google Classroom. So like I'm on 702 just because it happens to be my homeroom. Um, so I have theirs pulled up. It doesn't matter really. I do want to show you a couple things real quick. So for example, like, let me see, where's a good one? There was one where I posted, and like if they're long, sometimes it won't show the whole thing. Like you'll have to click on it. These aren't really good examples. Sometimes you'll have to click to show the rest of the post. These are all showing for some reason, so that's good. That's good. Hopefully yours are showing. But like if it would cut off here, okay, make sure that you're seeing the full thing. All right. If it says like click here to see the assignment or something, then click just to make sure you're reading it all. Also, so that's the stream. Um, Notice your fables are due tomorrow, which we'll have our live lessons tomorrow. I'm doing this Tuesday night. Um, but okay, I was gonna show y'all pictures, so let me go ahead and do that because I accidentally did that. So look, there's baby boy. There's the other two little kiddos. I know I told you I would post pictures in Google Classroom, and honestly, I just didn't. Um, but there's one, and there's another little cute boy, Arthur James. Okay, I just wanted to show you. But anyway, back to this. So back to your classwork tab up here. We are still going to be working with fables this week. So if you looked at my website, which probably most of you haven't yet, then we're doing summarizing this week. Now we've done a little bit of summarizing here and there. You're never going to get away from summarizing, guys. You're going to be doing summarizing literally for the rest of your lives. Now it's not going to always be like read this and then summarize it, but you will do some of that your whole life. I think we've talked about it a little bit beforehand. Um, with main idea is like you're trying to get it in like one sentence or two. Summaries are longer than that, but they're still shorter than the original text. So we'll talk about that in a second. But we're still going to work with our fables. The reason I'm bringing this up is because some of these things are like up here. Okay, they're like not assigned to a topic. All right. But then we have these other topics. Okay. Fables. Think circa, right? So under fables is where you have the 7 fables that we've been working with. You have your plot chart, which most of you have completed, but not everybody. And then you have this write your own fable assignment, which, is due basically when you're going to be seeing this. Definitely do late work. Something else that I want to tell you all, the grading period is ending on the 8th. So if you're watching this on the 7th, guess what? That's tomorrow, Thursday the 8th. So I have until next week to get grades in. But guys, my days are crazy still just because, kids and everything else. But I cannot guarantee if you turn in, like, I don't even remember which day I have until next week. But let's say I have until Wednesday to get grades in, hypothetically. If you get it to me Tuesday night, I am not guaranteeing that I can get that graded for Wednesday. Okay, so what I'm asking you to do is all of your missing assignments, get them done over the weekend. So that if I have, if I have until Wednesday, which I don't really remember what day, that I would have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to get them graded. Okay? You help me, I'll help you. Some teachers, they want them done by the end of the grading period, which would be the 8th. So I'm trying to be a little lenient. All right. Other than that, though, here's where you're going to find the fables. The assignment for, well, we'll get to that, but the assignment dealing with summaries in the fables will be posted in here as well. You'll see that tomorrow. So really all I have for you for today's lab lesson, I'm going to scroll down here, is it says tips for writing a good summary. All right, so what you're doing this week, your daily check-in questions, okay, you should always be doing those. Write your fable, you know that that's due on the 7th, which probably is the day you're watching this. Your Fable summary assignment, the one I've been talking about a little bit, it's going to be on a Google form posted on Google Classroom. It's going to be due on the 19th. Okay, you're getting a little extra time because there are 7 fables. So usually you get 1 week to complete things, but we've done it before, so you're getting extra time. Also, complete all your missing assignments. That's another reason you're getting a little extra time because I know a lot of you have missing assignments. All right. Only other thing I have to show you is here under documents. I always put some things to help you. Here is this one, tips for writing a good summary. Now I'm going to include this on your assignment. So under classwork, the assignment that I post in here, it will have, like, for example, if I click on this and if like it has, you know, the pre-writing Google document, and then you actually have to write a fable. So there's multiple things under the assignment. So under the actual assignment where you have to summarize them, there will be a Google form just like this, and there will also be a Google document basically saying the exact same thing as this. It's going to look just like this. Okay, nothing fancy. But I do want to see, is that right here? Yes. I do want to pull this up just a little bit bigger and go through them real quick. Really, really quick. Okay. Tips for writing a good summary. 1, include only important information. Sounds like a no-brainer, right? But you don't have to tell me that the main character's shirt was blue, unless, you know, the end of the story is all about how he gets a new t-shirt. I don't know. That's a dumb story, but um, but yeah, include only important information. Avoid including minor details. That goes hand in hand. 1 and 2. All right. You don't want to include something that doesn't matter. 3, should be shorter than the original text. If you're trying to summarize one of these fables and it ends up being just as long as the actual fable, that's not summarizing. Okay. Written in your own words. Don't just take a sentence here, a sentence there, a sentence there from the actual text and put it together and say, here's my summary. That's not a summary. All right. Written in your own words. Follow the text structure of the original text. Now, this one I think is harder to understand. That's why I gave you a little bit of explanation here. So, for example, you may be able to write a sentence or two for each paragraph. Okay, now that's probably not how you're going to do it for the fables because there's short paragraphs, there's long paragraphs, and you know that's more, I think, if you're doing an article, right? If you have an article, you might want to write a couple sentences about this section, a couple sentences about this section. So that is what they're talking about here. A sentence or two for each paragraph or each subheading included in the original text. This also means that you shouldn't spend most of your summary on the first paragraph of the original text. All right, it should be balanced, meaning it should include parts from each section of the original text, beginning, middle, and end. All right, if you are telling me all about the beginning and then you just like mention the end, that's not a balanced summary. All right, so that one I think is what I really want you all to focus on because I know it's probably the hardest. You all have done summarizing since probably since first grade. I mean, a lot more simple than this, but you've done summarizing. Focus on this number 5 because that's the hardest part. Avoid including your personal opinion. This is also something that I know, and I know I was in 6th grade for 4 years, but I know all middle schoolers do it. Okay, you all start talking about something, and instead of just saying focused on that text, you start telling me what you think about it, telling me, you know, how it was a good story or not a good story, or telling me about whether you like that character or how you didn't think that that character did a good, or there wasn't a good idea for what he did or whatever. you need to take that out. Okay, that's not part of a summary. That's part of like a reflection, or a critical thinking essay, I guess, um, but not a summary. Little to no spelling or grammar errors. Honestly, that should be anything you turn in for me, or anybody in school for that matter. You should be checking your spelling and grammar. And then number 8 is kind of to help you. If you get stuck and you don't know what to write, and none of the rest of this seems to help, focus on number 8. Okay, it answers the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, and why, and the 1 H, which is how. All right, if you kind of break down, and they're actually like worksheets and stuff, and if we were in, our normal classroom, I might actually have you do this, but there are 7 fables. I'm not going to have you do this for every fable. But if we need more practice, maybe when we get back to the classroom, maybe we will. I don't know. There are actual worksheets that say, for this fable or this article, who is involved, what is involved, when, where, why, etc. All right. If you think about those things, you're going to be well on your way to your summary, because you're going to be focusing on what's important. All right. Now, you do have to be kind of careful. If a fable doesn't really tell you when it's happening, then that's probably not important. So you're answering these who, what, when, where, why, and how. But if the answer doesn't kind of pop into your head of like when something's happening, maybe that's not what's important. For these fables, the who, the what, and honestly the why, maybe the how, those are going to be probably your top ones. Okay, the when and the where can be important, but probably not as important for fables. For nonfiction articles and that kind of thing, they would be more important. Okay. All right. So that is our recorded lesson for October 7th, actually. Again, I'm recording this on the 6th, but so I will have this posted on my website like I have in the past. You can go back, you can watch this, and I will see you all in live lessons tomorrow. Bye.